Rookie here. It's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
We're Pat and JT. This is our podcast. It's Pat and JT. Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It's Pat and JT. Just search that. And there's a couple groups out there too. So if you haven't liked our actual Facebook page, it's Pat and JT, and you're part of a group, you still get everything else. But
Yes.
like our page. We
Please
enjoy
do.
that.
I forgot to mention this in a previous episode. We got a note. Usually, about every 7 or so episodes, we have Dax Holt on from Hollywood Pipeline. And he is in New York, apparently, at some big
Some
ceremony.
convention, a trophy
He
convention.
has that side business that he does.
Yeah.
And he's got these trophies. They make trophies for fantasy football and all fantasy sports, but you can get trophies made. And he's got this huge line of them, and they're customized. And so if you have like a fantasy football team group, that you can get a trophy for your competition amongst yourselves kind of thing there. And they're really cool. It really is. I don't know what this trophy is that he's going to go get for his trophy or award that he's getting for his trophies.
Yeah.
But he couldn't call us. Yeah. That's all we know. So in the meantime, what I was hoping to tell him was, hey, do you remember that there's a little boy that was named Dax about 3 years ago that we were introduced to?
Yeah, it was at Village Point, right?
At Village Point.
Yeah.
Jody L is her name and mom's name. And little Dax turned 3 a couple of episodes ago. It would have been, I think the 27th would have been his birthday. But anyway, he turned 3 years old, if you can believe that.
That seems like just yesterday that we met him. I can't believe it's been 3 years.
I know.
Jeez.
That's what I said.
That's crazy.
And then I realized I still have that same jacket. I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Okay, so I need to go shopping.
Oh, that's what you take away from that. That's what you take away. Oh my gosh.
I have that same jacket. You gotta be kidding me. Let's go shopping. Donate that thing. Good Lord. Let's change it up a little bit, right? Oh my God. But anyway, happy birthday. So hopefully little Dax, I don't think little Dax maybe will understand if he hears his name, but
Maybe.
Mom can just tell him.
Yeah. Just say.
So thank you for letting us know. She sent us a note the other day to tell us that Dax was going to be 3.
Yeah, that's cool.
So speaking of some of the notes too, I was kind of going through some of the things online, talking about some previous topics, and one of them was naming your cars.
Oh yeah.
And I said I've only known one person that named their car. Yeah, and that was Barb, and she had the Maverick, a blue and white Maverick that she named Jeff.
Which is a great name. My friend Andy named his car the bitch, the big long Cadillac.
Awesome.
Remember? Yeah, that one. So that's not really a name. It's just a, I guess, nickname.
Well, I don't know. It might be. I don't know.
The guy that My Strange Addiction on that made out with his car, that had actual intercourse with his car. She was named, it was a Corsica. I don't remember what her name was, but
I don't know how he knew it was a girl. But
I know. I saw
guess
him.
You know.
I watched him check. They had video
Okay, never mind.
in the driveway right there. He was checking. Sure was.
Could at least gone in the backyard.
No,
For Pete's
he
sake.
did.
Okay, never mind. So Allie wrote in, her minivan is called the Big Girl.
The big girl. That's funny.
Yep, she's got a big back end. It's my big girl. The hubby's pickup is Bob, which is big old bitch.
Love that.
My daughter's older model Escort is Ruby, and yes, it's red.
It's cute.
Our spare car is LB. That's a little bitch. It's been a booger to work on.
Yeah.
And the son named his car Gertrude. Had a Grand Am named the Green Machine also.
Okay.
So it got names or nicknames for all of them. So I like those. Yeah, I haven't named.
It's easier to talk. It's easier to talk like on home shows where they're redoing something. They'll name that. Usually it's after the neighborhood that it's in or the street that it's on. It's just easier to talk about it. So instead of saying, "You remember that car, that blue Escort?" You just say, "Remember Bluey?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, I remember. Yeah, blah blah blah." It just
Yeah.
cuts the story in half.
Kind of like a Chip and Joanna. Don't they always name the houses when they're picking one of 3 houses?
Yep.
He nicknames them all.
Yep.
Finds a reason. I got it. And then the other one is a bad name, a deal breaker. We had talked about that. Not a bad name, but
A name with baggage for you.
Yeah, right. Okay. So and or a name that has dual meanings. Right. It's somebody's last name, but it's actually a word as well that means other things, like your teacher.
Ron Boner.
Mr. Boner.
Yes.
Right? So is that a deal breaker, though, when it comes to dating somebody? And in the process, she answered about 2 or 3 questions of things that we've been talking about. And this is from Carmen. She said, you should, okay, the sound of fabric ripping makes me want to vomit. We were talking about sounds that make you go.
Yeah, that's weird. Fabric ripping? Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that one before.
I wonder what ripping Velcro apart
I bet
does
that
to
would
her.
drive her nuts.
That probably would. You should try Malibu in water. Very refreshing.
Really? Malibu in water?
I have to try that.
I'm surprised that any sort of alcohol in water, I thought would be like, what's the point? But it's actually really good. Like vodka in water is really good.
It is. It very much so. Do you keep your vodka in the freezer?
No. My brother does. We just keep ours because it's easier to grab when you're laying on the couch.
I think
it's on the bar cart. Oh, sorry, babe. I outed us. Because the bar cart has wheels. We can just grab it with our toe and roll it over to the couch.
Somebody brought up putting vodka in the freezer. That that you don't have to do that, and they think somebody tried to explain that the reason you put vodka in the freezer is it changes the consistency of it a little bit
to make it thicker, probably.
And it's not as if it's a cheaper brand, it takes the edge off of it just a touch.
Oh, so it helps it.
So the really, really good stuff, like. Well, Grey Goose put something out, and some people might argue Grey Goose is not like absolute top level, but they are more expensive than I'm willing to pay for a bottle of vodka.
Yeah, it's like 30 some bucks a
right?
bottle.
So my vodka should probably be in the freezer.
Yeah, that's too much for one night of entertainment.
That too.
Yeah.
But they say you shouldn't put it in because theirs is so smooth, then you're missing the point of buying a top shelf vodka. Is the taste should be something you enjoy. Although I personally never drink vodka straight.
Ever.
Unless it's flavored. Then I might take
a pull, just maybe. a little toot off the bottle.
Maybe
pop
just
out.
a touch if it's flavored. But otherwise, no, that's not happening. It's going to be mixed with my Kahlua, and it's going to have some cream added, and it's going to be
some
fluffy
stuff
yeah,
around it.
I just
right?
need it for I need it for the kick.
Yeah.
That's why I'm putting it in. So anyway, I didn't know that before. But I guess putting the vodka in the freezer is a good thing. If it's a cheaper vodka, you may have a payoff.
Okay.
We'll just go with that.
Okay. It looks
all
cool.
right. And the reason why I grabbed Carmen's, the other one was the name being a deal breaker. She said, I seriously considered keeping my maiden name as my last name is actually pronounced Doofman. It's not spelled anything like that.
Oh.
But it's pronounced Doofman.
Okay.
But 10 years later, I'm starting to get used to it.
It kind of wears off. The oddness of it wears off.
Right? I mean, eventually it just becomes your name and nobody even pays attention to it. It's not a big deal anymore.
Yeah.
So, that's what I grabbed. Just grabbed a couple of them. We got voicemail as well.
We do. It's 402-403-9478. You can call.
To check in.
Anything we talk about, please feel free to call and leave us a voicemail. And I love it. Again, we've talked about this before about the transcripts. If I could read the transcript and actually listen to the voicemail, it's usually never the same. But here we go.
Hi, Pat and JT. This is Lee. You asked us to call in with any dodgeball stories that we had. Well, I am an art teacher at a local middle school, and we had a fundraiser where the students were able to form teams and participate in the dodgeball tournament, and then the staff also formed a team, and let me tell you, we got slaughtered. I think we were out in like 7 seconds.
Yes.
It was ridiculous. But I never once felt bullied. I think that they definitely earned their prize.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. As a teacher, I can tell you that word bullied is definitely thrown around a little bit much, and I never once in my life felt bullied from playing dodgeball. I suck at it, and I'm okay with that. I've embraced that, and I feel like that's the part that people are missing, is that some people just need to embrace that they're not winners all the time and everything. So anyway, love listening. Thank you for everything you guys are doing, and that's all I got. Tommy hit me really
hard. Oh, that was perfect.
That was great, though. We were talking about dodgeball. There was a story that said that dodgeball was actually a form of bullying, and some children were feeling attacked.
She made a good point. Like you just have to realize you're not going to win at everything.
Sometimes
it's not
you
somebody
just
else's
suck at
fault that you're not doing well.
Yeah, you get out all the time. Well, you're not good at it,
right?
But I bet you that there are other things you're way better at. that other people can't do. So that's
Right,
okay.
like finger pointing. I got my butt kicked the other night, and I know that it was because it was all Stibbs' fault. It wasn't it was bullying.
Yeah, somebody should put a stop to that.
I was bullied. Yeah.
Why did somebody jump in there and beat him up?
I don't know. My mom and dad are even there. My wife, my kids, nobody. Not a person tried
Your
to help.
kids and Dad, you lost.
Yeah.
No, Dad, you did not win.
It was a tie.
You didn't lose, but you didn't win.
Didn't win. 402-403-9478.
Hi, Pat and JT. This is Laura. I'm just calling to say hi, and I just kind of want to let you know that when I came to Eastern Nebraska after college, that was the same year that you guys paired up on the radio, and so I've always listened to you.
Wow.
Ever since I got to eastern part of Nebraska, and I just am so glad that you guys are still doing your thing. I am calling because I was listening to your podcast for today about the mattresses, and my husband and I, we sold our home in our previous town, and we're currently living in an apartment looking for a house in our new community. And our mattress was ready to go anyway. It had hit that 10, 12-year mark, and so we just put it in the dumpster, and we thought, well, what's something we could get to our apartment that would be fast and easy. And so we bought one of those mattresses in a box that popped open, and we didn't get the Casper. We kind of got the knockoff version. And I forget what it's called. But anyway, I had my doubts because if you ever look at it, when it expands, it's not very big. And so I thought, surely this isn't going to be comfortable. But it sleeps like a dream. So I know you're kind of looking for opinions, firsthand experience. I would highly recommend it.
Wow, that's cool.
For example, I have restless legs. So in the middle of the night, I don't recall doing this, but I kick like crazy. And my husband, sometimes when I wake up in the morning, it's just like, were you dreaming? You're being chased by a bear? Like, what's going on? And there's nights now where I know I'm just kicking, and I wake up in the morning, I feel so bad. And my husband has told me, he goes, I don't feel a thing. So it really works. And there's also been times where I've, my back is turned to my husband and he'll get into the bed and I don't even realize he has gotten into the bed.
Wow.
That's how much it doesn't like wiggle, sag, anything. It is amazing. And it's just a queen. We just tested out a cheapy one. And I think once we find our home, we'll probably give my queen to our child and get a big old king. So I highly recommend it. And like I said, we didn't even buy the purple or the Casper. We just got kind of the knockoff version. And it fit in my husband's Ford Fusion in the trunk of his car. And he took it to our apartment and just unzipped it and poof. So it's awesome. So anyway, there's my plug. But I want to tell you guys that I think you're awesome. I make sure to listen to you every day. And when I don't, I catch up. And I have you on all the time. And I just am so glad your guys' voices are still a part of my life. So have a good rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you.
I talked to Beth's dad the other night. He was in town and we were talking about that mattress thing. And I think you had said it or somebody had said that you get a 100-day trial and instead of they're not going to take it back. They ask you to donate it. They give you your money back and donate the mattress to somewhere, just like Chewy does with their food for dog food if you get the wrong stuff. So
that's crazy.
Right.
It's funny. I didn't know. She said knockoff version of Casper, and I'm just trying to imagine what that is. But somebody else had written in about that too. It's a Lisa is another one. Leesa.
Brilliant.
Not a Connie, not a Karen.
Oh, it's Lee. I thought it was Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa. Well, that's what they wrote, so I'm not sure.
Probably.
But I think that there are some, and her listening to her describe how the mattress comes, because you see the commercial and the box is not very big, and you're like, there's a mattress in there. Okay. But remember when I got my pillow? I got my pillow, and it comes completely squished up, and then you take it out and it goes, poof, and it expands.
It's fascinating.
It really is.
Like the expanding hoses too. The first time you turn it on.
I finally bought a good one.
It's awesome.
I had one that was a lesser brand, and Jack, my lovely little puppy, destroyed it last year.
Well, I'm sure it's a big snake to him. It's just moving around.
So much fun. It was so much fun. So I bought one that was more indestructible, like that had that the
German Shepherd proof.
Right? I need something that has that seal of approval on it. And he also is much better, but he doesn't do that kind of stuff anymore. But yeah, that thing is crazy because
it's freaky.
It is, and it just 100 feet and then goes back down to about 30.
It's fun.
It's silly, but anyway. So keep the mattress thing in mind. That's kind of an interesting development because that was the big thing with the mattress that I got. There are no springs in it. And that they showed it like they showed the TV commercials, but they put the glass of wine on one side and the kids are jumping up and down on the other side.
It's not moving.
Right.
Yeah.
My ass. Anyway.
But maybe might be now.
Might be. Yeah. I don't know. Now I'm more likely to believe it. But that's the selling point, supposedly.
That you won't wake up your partner. Right. 402-403-9478. Check this one out.
Hi, Pat. Hi, JT. This is Lori. And this goes back to episode 120. You guys are talking about the Pillsbury rolls in the can. I'm a little bit older, like 70s generation. So back in that day, you could get these cans for like 10, maybe 15 cents a can. So my mom always stocked up when they had a great sale. And us kids were responsible for cooking dinner before she came home from work or getting dinner started. So it was my brother's turn to do biscuits for dinner. And you know how things sometimes get tucked away in your refrigerator, way in the back, or underneath something, and you don't quite realize it? Well, so my brother goes to get out a can of Pillsbury biscuits to cook for dinner, and it was way overexpired.
Oh, gosh.
Next
Gas
thing you
was
know, you
building
hear
up.
this boom in the kitchen, and my sister and I came running out, and it had blown up. When he hit the counter, it blew up, and
Scared the
he
crap
had
out of it.
Pillsbury Doughboy all over. So we always call it the attack of Poppin' Fresh, because he got splattered really bad and it stunk awful. But when you guys brought up Poppin' Fresh, it reminded me of seeing my brother standing there in the kitchen, and he had a curly afro, because it's 70s, and this stuff was like
oh my God,
in his hair and everywhere. It was priceless. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
that stuff. Okay, hold on. I gotta look this up here real quick. Poppin' Fresh was his name, right? Wasn't that right?
Poppin' Fresh, probably.
Yeah, Poppin' Fresh was the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Okay.
Poppin' Fresh. I forgot that. I'd forgotten that. Thank you for saying that out loud. That's hilarious. I mean, it's like the attack of Poppin' Fresh.
That is,
dough stuck in his hair.
And that kid probably remembers it forever, and the smell of it.
I can imagine he might be a little gun shy when it comes to making biscuits.
Yeah, probably doesn't.
Probably never made biscuits again.
He's gluten-free now.
I'd be like, hell no.
Hell, too scary.
But those cans, I always wondered about that, because there's a gas that's building up in there. That yeast is in there. It's got to be building up.
Especially if it gets expired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to a certain point,
Hazard.
it'd be like hair trigger.
Right. Pop. Scare the crap. All right, guys. Thank you for your voicemails. 402-403-9478. If you don't want to leave a voicemail, it's great. Just go Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's Pat and JT.
But we
you
love
can
getting
post
your
on there.
voicemail.
Yeah, and you can also send us voice messages through
Yes.
Facebook as well. Just slide into our DMs and use the voice feature. It's awesome too.
Please do. And while you're online, check out KuglerVision.com. Kugler Vision, Dr. Lance Kugler, and the entire staff, just world-class experts at what they do. Your eyes are their number one concern, and their customer service is beyond.
Very cool.
But getting your eyes tested and just have that consultation to see if you can get rid of the glasses, get rid of the contacts, make sure your eyes are healthy. You want to get that procedure done. There's real possibility you can even do a same-day procedure. So you go in for the consultation that morning and get your eyes done. KuglerVision.com, that's where you see that consultation tab. Click on that and get yourself signed up.
It's very, very easy. It's Pat and JT, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Thanks for listening to our podcast.
Pat and JT Podcast. A Parkville Media Production.